Hey there. This is a video of Renee, Brandy, and Bill's Erie Canal adventure from September 18th to the 25th of 2020. This map is the New York State Canal map, and the red X's that you see are locks on the Erie Canal, and all of these are one lock except for this one here, which is locks 2 and 3. So if you count these up, there's 11 of them, and 2 for this one, that makes 12, and we pass through all of them twice, because while that's the whole Erie Canal that shows on this section, this is the part that we actually traveled. So we started out in Macedon, and we headed east and went to the top of Cayuga Lake and then across the Cayuga-Seneca Canal that we see down the bottom lower right-hand corner. And we probably went about 10 miles inside of Seneca Lake, and then we headed back east up into Rochester. Altogether, I estimate we traveled about 165 miles. Now, the first Friday and the Thursday and then the last Friday, that accounted for about 6.2 hours, so very light cruising on those days. And then it was, for the remaining 4 days, it was actually about 9 hours per day.
And this was our itinerary for the 7 days. It's a Friday to Friday. We got there at 11:49. We actually went through the first lock at 2:17 p.m. So that's after we loaded up all of our stuff. And then, we got back early to Macedon and departed. We were actually in the car at 9 a.m. driving away, boat completely unloaded. And that's when we were supposed to have the boat back, and I think that helped them out a little bit, and we were ready to get going.
We rented the boat from Erie Canal Adventures, and if you go up here and go to how is it equipped, it takes you to this page. The boat's not fast. It says it's been tuned to maintain appropriate and legal canal speeds. You're certainly not going to exceed any speed limits. It goes 5 miles per hour according to the GPS I was using. The bow thruster in the front, that really helps with maneuvering. And there's all the creature comforts of home. It's because it has electricity and running water, hot water tank, furnace, etc. And then there's a radio on board. It's a pretty good layout on the boat. You can see it here, and we actually had the Okeechobee, and one of the most comfortable spots on the boat was actually in the bow in this cushioned bench area. We had a dining room, 2 bathrooms, one with a shower, and then 2 bedrooms at the back, and then here's where we steered, and there was a cooking area and kitchen right there. Probably one of the coolest things on their site is this interactive map. And so this is like a Google drive-through. And so it gives you a very good idea of what it's like on board. And as I said, this bow area is really one of the most comfortable places. It can be covered up completely with canvas or screened or with windows, a lot of choices there. Small refrigerator, and on the left hand side we've got a couple of bathrooms, and then on the right there are the berths. So this is one, and it would be tight for 2 people certainly, and to fit in there. So Renee and I were very comfortable. We did sleep separately. This is the second berthing area, and then there's the helm and where you steer. And as you look to the aft of the boat, you can see the controls. I'll show a picture of that in a moment, but this is the view from the marina where we took off, and then this is what it looks like as you're driving. So this is what it was like driving the boat. You can hear the 4-cylinder diesel engine directly below the aft deck, and there's an awful lot of vegetation that just grows right up to the canal, so it's rather secluded except when you get into
villages, towns, and cities right in the canal. Here's my lovely wife, looking stylish as ever, feeding Brandy. Brandy actually ended up being really quite at home, and eventually got comfortable jumping on and off the boat, especially if there was a squirrel around when we were docked.
Here it is, 6 o'clock at night. This is some of the calmest it's ever been. A moment ago, that flag wasn't moving at all. It's just a slight breeze that's kicked up. But you can tell it's super smooth. Little off course from the turnaround. And there we can just see Brandy walking up the front of the boat. She's pretty comfortable here. And here comes the Renee.
She keeping you company up here?
She's keeping me company.
Brandy. Oh, look at her.
You're going to be cold.
Yeah. I kind of like the mist in the water though. Is this new territory? Not yet?
Not yet. Not far. I think it's about 5 miles from new territory. So when we came in here, where the wall is wet, that's how high the water was. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the rungs on that ladder. I think we're still going down. Yep, we are still going down slowly. Let's see here. Oh no, we're not. This door is, I think it's starting to open. Yep, it sure is. So, that's the rumble of the doors. And that's me having to take off my gloves. And here we go on the lock. Take care. We call these terminal walls. So like what we have on our boat here, we could just tie up for one of these for the night. There it is. Really something. Oh, so is it going to fly away? Maybe. Yes, that was an interesting shot. And that's the blue heron. It's definitely bigger than normal. Once sprayed down say probably 5 or 10 times as much as normal. And here's one of the lines that hangs down. I don't know if you can see it ahead of that white one. It's actually a rope one. You don't need 2 people to do this. You just come in. Too bad I couldn't have a third hand and hold the camera. But, yeah, kind of interesting. Tender 10. So I'm gonna walk up, take a look. Oh, that's funny. Almost looks like lips on it, doesn't it? Boaty McBoat face.
So this is kind of cool. This is a boat that we saw that people just cruise on. Extremely comfortable. Reminds me one that I saw up in Buck Island, Upper Saranac Lake. It was either the Vanderbilts or the Rockefellers have quite a place up there, and they have a wooden one like this and just cruise around the lake on it. The other interesting boat that we saw was this one here. This actually looks like a steam-driven boat. So those were the most interesting boats that we saw during our trip. This is right near the northwest corner of our journey in Rochester. It looks like this is part of the University of Rochester. And I took this picture because there are thousands of pipes on this building. I didn't look at a campus map, but I can't wonder if that's ventilation to draw air out of the building related to the pandemic. Now, this was kind of a cool house that we saw, very nautical theme. You can tell the mast type setup. We've got the sailorman. We've got a bell. He's got more than that actually going on. You can tell we've got a wheel over here and a nice setup. Really liked it. Now this place, it might have been able to keep up in my earlier days in terms of drinking based on the number of kegs, or perhaps this is when I was there, but quite the show of kegs. Really like this house. I think diversity and inclusion are, frankly, very important. More so to me personally than ever before, and I thought this was a nice show of support with this rainbow of Adirondack chairs. And this was kind of cool, a P-40 Shark, if you will. I'm assuming that's the World War II P-40, same kind of painting on it. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed the little video here. Oh, and last but by no means least, I want to thank the folks at Erie Canal Adventures for providing a great boat and experience. These are some of the things that people can do. It was a little limited in our case because, the pandemic, but it was a great trip.